I received a call from Senator Kurt Schaefer, and I also received a call from Representative Chris Kelly. And I made a commitment to Representative Chris Kelly to keep the data center language in the bill, because I do support that language. I've received an ungodly amount of telephone calls today, including one from U.S. Senator Kit Bond, who I've never had a phone call from any U.S. senator in my life until today. Trust me, that made me stand in attention, I'll tell you that. But the bottom line here, as much as I want and desire the data center language to be in the bill, this committee is bound by constitutional law. And right now, the Constitution, we can only go as far as what the governor's call is. And I think everybody understands that. As of 1:38 p.m. this afternoon, after I got it off a telephone call with the governor's staff, I have been requested to stay within the governor's call. Now, I do not agree with that. I absolutely strongly feel that the call should be expanded, and I would absolutely and wholeheartedly support that. However, we cannot function, because this committee, in fact, this session cannot function and do things that we like. We are bound, again, by the Constitution. And right now, we are bound only to the Ford language and the Ford language only. It is my sincere and strong hope that, and I will formally ask the governor on my own to please expand the call and include the data center language. Do you think it's worthy enough to try to expand the call, or do you think that it's something that you would rather address next year?
I actually had discussions during the session with the Data Center Coalition on the bill. And again, I think there is some merit to the bill. But as many, if not all of you in this room may know, that we announced probably 6 weeks ago, and this is something that, again, I talked with the governor almost my first day on the job, that I think that we need to build a strategic plan, an economic strategic plan for growth for the state. So we have a clear course for where we're going as the state. We announced that about 6 to 8 weeks ago at the Kauffman Foundation. This is going to be business-led, and it is to determine things like, to the senator's point of what is a business-friendly, what does it take for us to be successful, what are the high-growth industries for Missouri that are going to drive our growth in the future. So to be candid, the discussion I had with the data center people at that time was that I wasn't prepared to support it, not because I didn't think it was a good idea, but I think we need to go through this process to identify what the high growth industries are, so that we could have a chart, we could have a course set for this state to know which kind of industries we're going to support in terms of economic development, tax credits, and et cetera. I also told him that it's my opinion that at the end of the time frame, that I think information technology will be one of those high growth. And data centers are one piece of that information technology. So I would rather go through this process and identify the total industries, including things like data centers, and then develop a suggested process and chart in terms of what we think is appropriate for tax structure and incentives.
We have 10% unemployment in the state of Missouri. We don't need a strategic plan. We need help. The prospects that we have discussed today are real. They're valid. If we were able to say the name, let's use one, Bombardier, we'd fall all over ourselves trying to get that prospect into this state. Now, Mr. Chairman, I'm probably the reason that Senator Bond may have given you a call, and that's because he understood that you had an interest and a knowledge in agriculture. When I was up in one of the jobs that I've got is trying to build a little reservoir up in Sullivan County. And Kit was up there helping us in Sullivan County. And my friend Chad Sayre from Allstate Consultants and Engineer and I briefed Kit on this prospect. And we said, Kit, this prospect wants to burn clean-burning, Missouri-grown biomass. And he said, willows? I said, willows? He said, no. We said, no, grass. Well, willows are better. And he told me all about he and Dr. Gene Garrett's plan and scheme to burn willows. from core ground and bottom ground. And I said, well, Kit, we'll look into willows, but right now they're interested in burning grass from north central Missouri. Browning, Missouri, north central Missouri, is a Saudi Arabia of grass. We can pelletize it, we can burn it, we can create a brand new market for agriculture. We can do the same with corn stover and wood waste in central Missouri. We can do the same, with timber and wood waste in southern Missouri. In the bottom grounds of the Missouri River, the Mississippi River, and the Boot Hill, we can raise willows. Now, people have solved the problem of biomass. You can ask a whole bunch of folks. Oh yeah, we got the supply, we can put it in pellets, we can transport it, but they've never had a market for it. We've got a humongous data center that will use as much energy as the entire city of Columbia, who says to us, we want to buy your biomass. It will pull this agricultural market into existence. Thus the reason for Senator Bond's enthusiasm, thus the reason for Senator Bond's calls. I apologize for getting excited. I feel pretty impassioned about this prospect and the others that are out there. They are real opportunities that if we act, we can make real for Missouri in real time.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Tracy King here with the Missouri Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and we wholeheartedly support this legislation. I have to throw in, since we're talking about the House Committee substitute, we appreciate your guys' consideration and listening to the testimony in the data centers, and we also appreciate any consideration of the governor's office to expand the call.
Thank you.